Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Jason Lowe Show, presented by Starnes Barber, where we cover everything on the diamond with the North Green Huskies baseball team. As always, I'm joined here with head baseball coach Jason Lowe. Coach, you ever been to Starnes Barber?
Never have.
You know a good day to go?
Today?
June 25th.
What's that?
Customer Appreciation Day.
June 25th, I'll have to write that down.
You like barbecue?
I do, of course.
You like free t-shirts?
I like free anything.
You can get both.
All right, well.
June 25th from 12 to 4, it's Customer Appreciation Day down at Starnes Barber. Of course, everybody's welcome. It is 285 Mortis Hollow Lane in Afton, Tennessee, 37616. That's the location. They'll have smoked whole hog barbecue and fixins. You get a free t-shirt and a gift certificate.
Sounds good.
I don't know if you get a gift certificate or free t-shirts automatically, but they'll be there, so I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. Talk to Robert Starnes for that information. But
could use one right now, really. Getting a little shaggy.
Danny made the joke. It takes him a little less amount of time to cut his hair, and I think it'd be the same. Mine, it'd take a little bit more time. So if we all win, I think I'd have to get mine cut last.
Okay, yeah. I don't. 2.5 weeks, and I'm ready for another one. I try not. This is getting out of control for me. So, and then the beard, it'll go too. So I need to get on that. Baseball's over now, so got a little more time on my hands. I just haven't got around to it yet.
Let's talk about baseball a little bit too. We sat down, I think, last Monday to preview the district championship game against University High. Things didn't go the way you wanted it to in that, and then you moved on to the regional championship. Unfortunately, you were eliminated by Washburn when you traveled down there and played on Saturday. So take me through the week last week. I know it wasn't the week you wanted, I think 1-3 overall, but just take me through the entire week through the postseason.
Yeah, we advance to the district title game, which is what you want, because if you do that, then you advance to the regional tournament. We kind of knew what we were getting with University High, more of the same. It's like each time we played them, though, we held them.
The margin seemed like it shrunk.
It did, but like I said, no moral victories. Man, they're tough. Just defensively, offensively, pitching. I mean, they're just there's not a lot of holes on that team. So I look for them to make a pretty deep run down in Murfreesboro, I would imagine. So we advanced to Washburn. We played Washburn on that Friday night. Kind of a wild game. I probably went out to chat with the umpires more than I had all year long. None of those went my way. Not blaming them for the loss. I was just, I don't get fined on here like, they didn't do a very good job. I'll just come
say
out.
What you want.
Yeah, I'll just come
it's the
out
end of the year. Go ahead.
They didn't. It's not the Tri-Cities Association anyway, so it's not the umpires that we see throughout the year. I just didn't think they did a very good job. Once again, I'm not blaming them for the loss, because it's not like we lost by one. But to be honest with you, I was okay with losing that game, because if we win that game, we come back at noon the next day and we play our old foe, University High. We've really not came close to beating them all year. So what makes me think that we're going to do it in that situation? Not to say that we couldn't, but had we not, then we're going to have to sit a game and then play a game. And losing that game Friday, we were able to sleep in. We didn't have to be there until to play the 3 o'clock game. And if we win the 3 o'clock game, we get the benefit of being fresh and turning right back around and playing again, which is what I would rather do. It's what the kids would rather do. So in that aspect, I liked where we were at. So fast forward to the Hancock County game, the losers bracket, the elimination game there on Saturday. We came out, we took care of business. I don't know the final score.
20-4. Kind of the same situation as last year, facing that elimination game. You just go out and beat the ball around everywhere.
Yeah, played pretty well. They made some mistakes, but we expected to win that game and advance to the real elimination game with Washburn and to get our revenge there. Man, we jumped out on them 2-0. we were fired up. And we never scored again. We had every opportunity in the world to break that game open. There was one point that it was either 2-0 or 2-1. We still had the lead. I think we had bases loaded with one out. Couldn't get a run across. If we string a hit or two right there, who's to say where that puts them mentally, where that puts us mentally? As a coach, I felt it. I didn't feel that we were going to lose the game, but I knew that, this is way too close for comfort. And lo and behold, they tie the game up in the 5th. I told the guys, I said, hey, we're going to play a 2-inning baseball game. Let's see who wants it more. I can't remember what happened at the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. They get a runner on second. We have one out. They lay a bunt down. I'm not sure why, but we tried to get the out at third. It was not the right decision. Throw the ball away. Run comes in. There's your final, 3-2. Hindsight 2020, you'd like to talk those things through. If we just get the out at first, that's 2 outs. The kid coming up has struck out twice already today. Guess what he did when he came up this time?
Didn't strike out.
He struck out again. That would have been the 3rd out. So, yeah, tough one to swallow for sure. Who's to say they wouldn't have went and won it in the bottom of the 7th or the 8th or extra innings, whatever. But it would have been nice to have gave ourselves a chance. And, I'm not going to mention on here, who threw the ball away, but I told that young man that play didn't necessarily beat us. Had we executed offensively in situations and scored some more runs, then that run would have been an afterthought and wouldn't even matter, and we would have won the game 5 or 6-3. But that's not the case. Congratulations to Washburn. I think it's the first time they've been sub-state in 18 years, maybe. Is that right? So, congratulations to them.
Those whole kids' lifetimes.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. First time in their lifetime.
Some of them haven't even been alive for it.
Right. So, good for them. I am happy for them to get to experience that. I just hate that it had to come at our expense. Yeah. So, I told the guys after the game, the ones that are coming back, obviously University High is not going anywhere, and I think Washburn had one senior. They're not going anywhere either. So we've got to work if we want to give ourselves a chance at that sub-state game next year, because they're obviously – they had 2 good arms. Those arms will be junior and senior next year. So, yeah, like I said, they're not going anywhere. They're still going to be good. It also stings. I expected – if we were to win that game, I expected to be going to Coalfield.
But
lo and behold,
what's the case this year?
Lo and behold, they get upset as well.
Like Oakdale and Greenback?
Yeah, Greenback's going to University High again, but this time it's Oakdale who won that region. Don't know a lot about them. They're obviously good, but I think we had a shot. Not saying we didn't have a shot against Coalfield, but they had kind of had our number there the last couple of years. And, Oakdale's a new opponent. We've not played them since I've been at North Green. I don't know that we've ever played them in baseball. If we have, it was before my time. But, yeah, I think we had a shot, which anytime you get there, you give yourself a chance. And would have been nice to have had that chance, but it just wasn't in the cards. I hate it for those 5 seniors. And, I told them they've seen a lot of highs and a lot of lows. They were able to go to Murfreesboro as freshmen, see some good wins down there. Unfortunately, their last game was probably the biggest low of their high school career. But, I told them would have been great to experience it, but at the end of the day, there's only going to be one team in the state that is not going to feel the way you're feeling right now. Everybody else is going to experience this hurt, except for the state champion. So I told the seniors what they've meant to the program, and the end of the season was inevitable. You just try to prolong it as long as you can. I just hate it ended there for them, and we'll take some time off and be ready for next year.
Season ends at 16-12. Let's talk about some positives. So you had a lot of all-conference award members, or all-conference honorees. You had some awards to discuss, and you had some all-tournament players. Go ahead and discuss those that you had that were named and honored for those accomplishments.
Colton Robbins was awarded the Offensive Player of the Year for the Watauga Valley Conference. Well-deserved. Hit the ball great all year. I don't have his final stats. I know he hit 3 home runs. Jake Duffy was named the Watauga Valley Conference Defensive Player of the Year. He was solid out there in center field all year. He's even played a little bit of middle infield, pitched a little bit. He's going to be called on to pitch more next year. So well-deserving there. And then we had 3 first-team all-conference. Don Stansfield, Mason Smith, and Aiden Halley. Out of those 5, I get 2 of them back, Jake and Aiden. And then for the all-tournament team, Watauga Valley Conference, I think it was Don Stansfield, Mason Smith, and Adam Weir. And unfortunately, I don't get any of those guys back. So alluding to another thing that I told those guys, there's some pieces that have to be filled for next year. Some guys that have played a lot of innings here, started for a lot of years here, are gone. And somebody's going to have to step up and fill those gaps. Very, very small senior class next year. Maybe 1, 2, I don't know. 1 for sure. Have a big junior class. 1 sophomore. I've had several upcoming freshmen sign up. I've not gotten a chance to look at them yet, but especially in that junior class, there's so many of them. I know what I'm going to get with some of them, but I need a couple others to really put in some work this off season and fill in some of these key spots if we want to have another good year next year, and if we want to make a run at it at some point before they graduate.
We'll talk about them a little bit more in the second half. I'd like to get a little bit of I don't know quite the wordage to use, but a little more positive on the second half of it. We'll talk about some of your favorite moments throughout the season, some of your favorite games. We'll get a little more lighthearted with it, I guess you could say. But before we do that, we need to go ahead and get one more commercial break in here first. So we'll go ahead and get that in, and we'll be right back here in just a second here on Grassroots Media.
Baileyton Drug Company services the surrounding communities of Baileyton with excellent patient care using a full-line pharmacy, over-the-counter selections, and a convenient drive-thru. When you visit us, you are treated as a neighbor, not a number. It's not just our slogan, but our culture. We're investing in our patients, local schools, and community. For over 5 years now, we have established ourselves as an independently family-run pharmacy that isn't driven by corporate goals. We are driven by what is best for your overall health and wellness. We're conveniently located so you don't have to make the drive. Prescription drugs are just the tip of the iceberg. We also offer natural remedies, essential oils, at-home medical needs such as walkers, rollators, bath accessories, as well as wound care products. And coming soon, basic urgent care services. What makes us better than other drugstores out there? When you frequent Baileyton Drug, you will receive professional, courteous, and friendly service that goes above and beyond any other pharmacy in the area. Remember, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Pizza, pancakes, or donuts. The Davy Crockett Travel Center in Baileyton has the cure for all your cravings. While you're there, shop our general store for souvenirs, gifts, and cellular accessories. In a hurry, grab a cold drink and a hot dog to go. Check us out on Facebook and come to Baileyton.
My name is Robert Starnes. I'm a lifelong resident of Northern Greene County, where I currently reside here with my wife and 3 children. I was a barber in Greenville for the last 6 years, but I have recently changed locations to my new shop in Baileyton. It's at 285 Mortis Hollow Lane, Afton. I'm also a proud supporter of North Green Athletics. Come see me for all of your men and boys grooming needs. Go Huskies!
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Jason Lowe Show, presented by Starnes Barber, where we cover everything on the diamond with the North Green Huskies baseball team. As always, I'm here with head baseball coach Jason Lowe. So it's the end of the season now. Let's get a little more lighthearted with it. Let's talk about some of your favorite moments throughout the season. We'll put a cap on the season in the best way possible. There's 3 specific questions I'd like to ask you. The first one I'll ask you, what have been some of your favorite moments throughout the season? It can be during practice, during games, during meetings, on the bus, on the road. What have just been some of your favorite memories throughout the season?
Better not discuss some of that. Shout out to Coach Tarleton there. Yeah. No, in all seriousness though, the season's so long. You play so many games. It's hard. I know I'm going to forget on the spot a lot of that stuff, but Owen's walk-off hit, I think it was against Gatlinburg-Pittman, comes to mind. He had just got inserted into the lineup, and that kind of solidified it for him for the rest of the season. A couple more I'll save for maybe favorite games, but man, memories being around the guys, especially those seniors. This was a really, really special senior class to me. Like I said in the first part, they've seen a lot since they've been here. A lot of good times, a lot of bad times, and I'm just going to miss them. They all actually came and seen me today in my room when they came over here for graduation practice, and I hope that they will continue to keep in touch with me. And so, just getting to spend one more season with those guys was pretty special and very bittersweet.
What have been some of your favorite memories throughout the year? I know memories and moments kind of go in the same conversation, but what have been some of those favorite memories that you'll always remember?
I'll tell you what, that week spanning into the next week where we defeated the top 4 teams in AA,
okay,
all consecutively, I thought that was pretty cool. And no, I didn't schedule it like that. It just so happened to fall that way. But
I know what you're talking about, going into senior night.
Yeah.
You had the county sweep, and then you had Happy Valley on senior night,
Yeah. Guess I should have just lined up Hampton and Johnson County and just made a clean sweep of it. No, I thought that was pretty cool, though, to be able to do that, especially, since 2 of those teams had beaten us earlier in the year. And for the seniors to, remember the last game that they played against the county schools, they were able to go out with a win. I thought that was pretty cool.
And they followed that up with that win over Happy Valley, which I believe was the last game they played at home, too.
Yes, on senior night.
So they had the eternal scoreboard over all county teams, and they got that last win at home, too. And then parlaying into another one, what have been some of your favorite games throughout the year? Doesn't necessarily have to be one, but what were some of your favorite games that you were a part of throughout the season?
Definitely the first one at ETSU against UH, where we lost 19 to. Oh, my favorite game.
Yes, your favorite, not your least favorite. Your favorite.
No, 2 that just jumped. 3 that just jumped right out at me in no particular order. Beating my old buddy Adrian Salzman.
That's always got to be on the list.
That's always fun. They never would say die. Never did. But no, in all seriousness, though, there are 2 that really stand out. The 10-inning game with Carter.
Okay.
That was really neat.
Green Fling?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was really neat to be in the marathon of a game like that and to come out with a win. And I would have to say maybe the Chucky Doak game at their place where we winning the
chaotic ending too.
Yeah, I mean, we were dead in the water. Bases loaded, nobody out, tie game, bottom of the seventh, and we somehow, some way fight out of that and go win the game in the eighth inning. You know, it's raining. You know, if you've been to Chucky Doak, the fans are kind of all over. They're all on top of you.
The backstop seems like it's directly behind you like this. As soon as you turn around, it's right there.
Yeah, it's going from, you know, our side is just elation, and then it goes to their side, and, you know, they're parked out there for senior night, and it was just a good atmosphere, and one of those games where you don't see that happen very often. Luckily, we were on the winning end of it, but I mean, just the situation of it all, for them to come back and tie the game and to have bases loaded with nobody out, we were able to make two huge plays with the infield in. Yeah, that was just a good baseball game. To be honest, the last game we played was a really good baseball game too. It just didn't go our way, so it wouldn't be up there with my favorites. But it was if you were there watching, it was a very, very good baseball game.
We've got the talent show going on in the gym right now. It seems like somebody's killing
rocking
some Bon
out
Jovi
right
right now.
Somebody's
killing some Bon Jovi. So
I would have. If I had to lay money on who that was, I think I know who I would pick.
Okay.
He's in my third period government class.
the odds may lean in your favor.
He usually puts on a show. I bet that's who it is.
We've got one more question though. One thing you'll always remember about this team.
That's tough.
That is tough. I'll leave it off with one tough question as we go.
One thing I'll always remember about this team. And that senior group was pretty tight, man. They're tight. You can see it after the Washburn game. Just the word I'm looking for, just the hurt. And the moment that they shared together, just them, before they walked off the field, it was pretty special. You know, I'm sitting here getting emotional. You'd think a week out, you know, I'll be over it, but, you know, coaches will understand you put so much time and effort into these kids, and
those games and those moments hold so much more weight than so many others do too.
To see it end like that for them, it was tough because they're such good kids, and I mean, there's not a bad thing I could say about one of those seniors. And they're going to go on and do great things. I mean, you've got military, college athletes, pilots, future teacher in baseball. I mean, they're going to do amazing things. I just hate it for them, but, you know, sports are not designed that way. Mm-hmm. Sports are not designed that, you know, just because you're a good kid and you work hard, it doesn't always work out for you. You know, I'm not saying those kids from Washburn or any other school are not good kids, but they're not my kids. Mm-hmm. So, I'll just remember, not saying any of my other senior groups were not tight, but man, this group were close. They hung out outside of school. They were really close, and I hope they stay that way.
I think it's what we'll leave it off on too, Coach. As always, I appreciate you sitting down with me every week throughout the season, or every week throughout the season. But that's all we've got. One last time here from Baileyton. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Jason Lowe Show, presented by Starnes Barber. Once again, don't forget Customer Appreciation Day, June 25th, 12 to 4. Will I see you there?
You very well may do it.
All right.
What day of the week's that on?
June 25th. Let's check real quick. Find my calendar, go to June. It is on a Tuesday.
Oh, on a Tuesday, right?
Tuesday
from
from 12 to 4. All right. So
should be good.
Hopefully you'll see us there. Coach Danny Weems, a few others from the North Green community, but thank you all for watching this week's and this year's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Jason Lowe Show, presented by Starnes Barbershop. Look forward to seeing y'all next year here on Grassroots Media.